Hello everyone, what is up? It is me, Ewan from Whatculture, joined for the first time, personally, by Ben-Roy Turner.
Hello there.
We're here to talk to you about Star Wars, because the Star Wars news just doesn't stop. It's just the constant state of Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. And the latest Star Wars news, at the moment, it comes back to Colin Trevorrow's cancelled Duel of the Fates film. Now, if you recall the other week, we talked about the leaked script that came out, which had all sorts of juicy details in it, like Rey having a double-bladed blue lightsaber. Oh my god, the Mortis stuff being in there, Kylo Ren getting a weird Mandalorian face, Phantom of the Opera style thing, Rose actually being in the film, and all sorts of stuff going on in Coruscant. And now, some leaked concept art has emerged overnight that pretty much just confirms everything from the leaked script. You know, it was already verified the other week, but Ben-Roy, how great are these images?
I mean, they're amazing. I haven't seen a single Dominic Monaghan in it, and I haven't seen Claude the Slug either, so that's already a massive out from me.
Can't be perfect.
Yeah, some of these images are so striking, and they're like just the concept. You just think, oh, what could have been? Even though like I'm one of those people that didn't necessarily like despise the film, I was like, you look and go, there could be some like things that could be seriously changed and made better. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one of the most striking visuals you'll notice immediately, I think it's the first image of the entire album, is Rey almost in a Return of the Jedi style Luke outfit with the Star Wars lapel thing where they always just fall off, and that's how you know that things have gotten real. She's there with a double-bladed blue lightsaber. One half of it is the Skywalker saber, and the other half is part of a staff, and it's just a really, really cool visual. I absolutely love it. You see her doing all sorts with it in these images, dueling Kylo Ren, fighting a big beastie on Mortis. It just looks really, really cool. Now, one of my favorite things about this, though, Ben-Roy, is after you see all this, is the stuff on Coruscant. And I've never seen Coruscant in this light before. And one of the things I love most about the visual identity of Duel of the Fates, obviously, even though we never got to see the full film, is the idea of taking a location so synonymous with the prequels and taking it, 70 years into the future and having it under the heel of this really tyrannical regime. It just looks really, really, I'm not going to say interesting because that's a boring word, but it genuinely looks imposing.
One of the problems is, like with the prequels and then with, say, like when Coruscant was sort of rammed into Return of the Jedi, Coruscant never changed. It just looked happy as like, there's a joke that I saw, like when Anakin's coming up to murder all the younglings, you just see people just driving past like, Jimmy Bob over there never was affected by the whole Galactic Civil War, and you fast forward and everyone's just throwing some stormtroopers off the edge, but it doesn't really ever seem like the actual planet or the city was ever hardened until you like get into the books when they try and flesh that out. But this is like kind of what this concept art is doing, and this is the kind of thing I wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean, you can see literally they have the light blade guillotine that they mentioned in the script. You have a rebel pilot pretty much fastened down, getting ready to get the head chopped off. And one of the things that I pointed out from this, I feel, from these images, is that it feels almost inspired by like revolutionary France. Like if you look through like the way it looks, you have the guillotines, you have everyone there, and then you also have the bit when Finn and Rose and all that, they lead this kind of uprising on Coruscant, and you get loads of stormtroopers defecting and fighting with the citizens. It's very of the people. It's almost Les Mis in nature. Like you have everyone swinging flags. You've got barricades made from like starfighter hulls and different things. The citizens of Coruscant have like repainted old AT-STs and stuff. And it just looks very revolutionary and very theatrical in a way. Yeah.
I really like the idea of it's just the people versus the people. Like all this war and everything was kind of for nothing because it was Palpatine's like war that he just made out of nowhere. So now it's just the people left that are fighting for the galaxy, and just basically let's get this done and over with. And I like, we kind of had it in the we've seen things of the Mandalorian when they painted up an AT-ST and that. I like the idea of just taking old tech in Star Wars, and because where is this going to go? Because we knew like we now know like Y-wings and X-wings were like 40 years old in the New Hopes, I think. So it's good to see this old stuff get older and more rustic. Like, let's just put a few sticks on it and go, sort of thing.
Yeah. One of the other cool things that we noticed in the kind of the concept art is the appearance of Tor Valum, which I feel as though probably is my least favorite part of the Duel of the Fates kind of stuff going on. I'm a big fan of what could have happened, but there are certain elements of the script that don't necessarily vibe with me. And one of them is making Palpatine's master not Plagueis, but actually this weird Lovecraftian eye thing. He just looks really, really peculiar.
I mean, just use Plagueis at this point. It's like, there's no point like ramming some more. I guess like you could get more books and more merchandise out of it, but just keep Plagueis in it. Just get some Plagueis back in there. Have you ever heard of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Yeah, exactly. There are also other stuff going on here. So actually we see Mortis, which I mentioned earlier on. That's a big pivotal location in the Clone Wars. Obviously Clone Wars Season 7 is coming back next month. I'm so excited. But Mortis is a big thing there. And it's interesting to me that for a long period of time, Lucasfilm was seriously, because Trevorrow's episode 9 was being worked on for months and months and months. It's curious to me that they would have taken this location that is fairly synonymous with the animated shows, and obviously, you have Star Wars the films and Star Wars the expanded universe, and they were actually at some point really invested in bringing that thing to the films. And I'm curious to see how that would have transferred from, you have this kind of this thing here, and you've got all this talk about Star Wars becoming more multimedia in nature in the future, where you've got the books, the comics, the games, the TV shows all feeding in to tell one story. It's quite interesting that this would have attempted to bring in that sort of thing.
I think especially with Rise of Skywalker, this is like the end of the old guard, and we're now going to get more of like we've sat there for years seeing the Clone Wars, we want, why is Darth Maul over here and why is he never popping up anything else sort of thing. I think this, now we've kind of wiped the slate clean in a way, where the Skywalker saga's done. I think we're going to get more of this sort of like the crossover that we've kind of always wanted.
Yeah.
And not like, we need everything everywhere all the time, but, to make it feel more together rather than just like, here's separate eras and nothing ever touches, someone who doesn't want their beans touching their chips on their plate.
Exactly. Someone does not want their beans touching their chips on their plate. But you know what I want to touch? The Kenobi series. I want to get my hands all over it. And as someone whose favourite Star Wars character is ObiWan Kenobi, I'm very, very excited about this. Obviously, as someone with a name who is Ewan, actually having a guy who was called Ewan in the films when I was 3, that was not lost on me at all. I was blown away. I was like, that's me. I'm Ben Kenobi, Ben-Roy.
Hey,
there we go. That's the link. But anyway, over the past few weeks, we've had some kind of concerning rumours and talk of the Kenobi series kind of going through some behind-the-scenes difficulties. There was a rumour that was shot down by Lucasfilm and the Kenobi camp last weekend about the show being cancelled. But then last night, Collider and The Hollywood Reporter came on in and they actually confirmed that the show isn't cancelled, but that it's going on a delay or being delayed indefinitely. Now, their words were that the show was undergoing that Lucasfilm were kind of dissatisfied with the actual scripts, and apparently only 2 of the scripts have been written, and the show is scheduled to start filming in the summer, so that's a bit of a concern. They mentioned that the scripts were that they were going back to be rewritten effectively with a new writer, but then Ewan McGregor, who was at the Birds of Prey premiere, basically came out and said that those rumours were BS, and it's kind of, the whole emotional roller coaster that I went on last night going through these rumours and then saying that it's gone, it's not gone, it's gone again, it's gone. It was very the yogurt is also cursed energy right now. But yeah, basically what McGregor said at the premiere, he said, it's just slid to next year, that's all. The scripts were really good. Now that episode 9 came out and everyone at Lucasfilm has got more time to spend on the writing, they felt they wanted more time to write the episode. So it's still coming next year. Just we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get those leaked set photos.
I think it's kind of the benefit of Disney Plus where they're not beholden to anyone rather than really themselves. Like there'll always be other corporate bigwigs that want this sort of thing done there and then, like just business. But it's not like where it's actually on TV where they need to fill this channel's TV slot, or where it's in the cinema and they've kind of committed to this and they need to make sure the screens are full. So I say just take your time and let it go. And I'm glad that Ewan has just come out and go, no there, sort of thing. Just shut up. Like it was a nice title for half an hour before, however long it was before it got bashed away, sort of thing. But yeah, just make it better. Just take your time.
I agree. The other thing that kind of McGregor didn't refute though is that in the Hollywood Reporter's article he mentioned that the show is going down from 6 episodes to 4 episodes. And I do wonder if there is a kind of concern on Lucasfilm's behalf that, there's only so much Obi-Wan you can get of him being a hermit in the desert, and obviously some of the expanded universe stuff that is canon has already covered some of that. There was the Journals of Ben Kenobi stuff that was in the main Star Wars comic written by Jason Aaron and later by Kieran Gillen, which kind of really delved into what Obi-Wan did. We see him kind of basically trying to influence Luke's life from afar, and then Uncle Owen's like, stay away from my kid and stuff like that.
Some of that stuff came up in a certain point of view as well. Yeah. But I don't know, but what do you think? Because 4 is kind of fine for me, because that's kind of the length that a film would have been anyway.
I think anything that they can funnel more quality into a select few episodes, I'd rather that than have a situation where I feel as though, the show is basically putting in episodes for the sake of episodes. And as much as I did like The Mandalorian from start to finish, I did feel as though those 2 middle episodes were a little bit kind of superfluous compared to the great opening that it had, and then the last arc, which was all about Baby Yoda and the Empire and all that sort of stuff. So they can keep it streamlined, have Obi-Wan going up against the Hutts or whatever, or the Tusken Raiders, or maybe even, trying to just basically protect Luke from afar. I'm very much here for that.
Do you think he ever leaves Tatooine?
I don't know. Actually, the Hollywood Reporter article did mention that there was talk that maybe he could have been watching over Leia briefly as well.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I never considered that maybe Obi-Wan might have done more than have just stayed on Tatooine. So there's certainly stuff they can do with it. I'm so curious to see how we're going to see more expanded universe stuff come into it as well, because obviously we don't know everything that went on in the Clone Wars. We don't know what happened with Cody, for instance. There's all sorts of things that are going on here, and I'm very excited about them. And you know what? If we can get a better Obi-Wan show by the delay, then you know what? That's fine by me. So yeah, please let us know what you think of these Star Wars stories down in the comments below. Do you like the look of these concept art images from Duel of the Fates, or was The Rise of Skywalker more of your jam? Also, Kenobi, are you excited or are you not that first? Please let us know there as well. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe as well, and head back on over to Whatculture.com. You can find more news lists and articles like this every day. You can follow me on Twitter at Ewan Runes Things. You can follow Ben-Roy on Twitter at
Ben-Roy Turner.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.